Subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon, to never miss a video from us. Hi everyone, welcome to Test Prep Training. In this video you will learn about some commonly asked questions in Google Professional Cloud Network Engineer. So let's get started. Question number 1. You need to restrict access to your Google Cloud load balanced application so that only specific IP addresses can connect. What should you do? Your options are: A. Create a secure perimeter using the Access Context Manager feature of VPC service controls, and restrict access to the source IP range of the allowed clients and Google Health Check IP ranges. B. Create a secure perimeter using VPC service controls, and mark the load balancer as a service restricted to the source IP range of the allowed clients and Google Health Check IP ranges. C. Tag the backend instances application, and create a firewall rule with target tag application and the source IP range of the allowed clients and Google Health Check IP ranges. D. Label the backend instances application, and create a firewall rule with the target label application and the source IP range of the allowed clients and Google Health Check IP ranges. The correct answer is option C. Question number 2. Your end users are located in close proximity to US East 1 and Europe West 1. Their workloads need to communicate with each other. You want to minimize cost and increase network efficiency. How should you design this topology? Your options are: A. Create two VPCs, each with their own regions and individual subnets. Create two VPN gateways to establish connectivity between these regions. B. Create two VPCs, each with their own region and individual subnets. Use external IP addresses on the instances to establish connectivity between these regions. C. Create one VPC with two regional subnets. Create a global load balancer to establish connectivity between the regions. D. Create one VPC with two regional subnets. Deploy workloads in these subnets and have them communicate using private RFC 1918 IP addresses. The correct answer is option D. Question number 3. Your organization is deploying a single project for 3 separate departments. 2 of these departments require network connectivity between each other, but the third department should remain in isolation. Your design should create separate network administrative domains between these departments. You want to minimize operational overhead. How should you design the topology? Your options are: A. Create a shared VPC host project and the respective service projects for each of the 3 separate departments. B. Create 3 separate VPCs, and use Cloud VPN to establish connectivity between the 2 appropriate VPCs. C. Create 3 separate VPCs, and use VPC peering to establish connectivity between the 2 appropriate VPCs. D. Create a single project, and deploy specific firewall rules. Use network tags to isolate access between the departments. The correct answer is option A. Refer the following for the explanation of the answer. Question number 4. You are migrating to Cloud DNS and want to import your bind zone file. Which command should you use? Your options are: The correct answer is option C. You can refer the following for the explanation of the answer. Question number 5. You created a VPC network named Retail in Auto Mode. You want to create a VPC network named Distribution and peer it with the Retail VPC. How should you configure the Distribution VPC? Your options are: A. Create the Distribution VPC in Auto Mode. Peer both the VPCs via network peering. B. Create the Distribution VPC in Custom Mode. Use the given CIDR range. Create the necessary subnets, and then peer them via network peering. C. Create the Distribution VPC in Custom Mode. Use the given CIDR range. Create the necessary subnets, and then peer them via network peering. D. Rename the default VPC as Distribution and peer it via network peering. The correct answer is option B. Question number 6. You are using a third-party next-generation firewall to inspect traffic. You created a custom route of the following to route egress traffic to the firewall. You want to allow your VPC instances without public IP addresses to access the BigQuery and Cloud Pub, or sub-APIs, without sending the traffic through the firewall. Which 2 actions should you take? Choose 2. Your options are: A. Turn on private Google access at the subnet level. B. Turn on private Google access at the VPC level. C. Turn on private services access at the VPC level. D. Create a set of custom static routes to send traffic to the external IP addresses of Google APIs and services via the default Internet gateway. E. Create a set of custom static routes to send traffic to the internal IP addresses of Google APIs and services via the default Internet gateway. The correct answers are option C and E. Question number 7. All the instances in your project are configured with the custom metadata enable Oslogen values set to false and to block project-wide SSH keys. None of the instances are set with any SSH key, and no project-wide SSH keys have been configured. Firewall rules are set up to allow SSH sessions from any IP address. You want to SSH into one instance. What should you do? Your options are: A. Open the Cloud Shell SSH into the instance using Cloud Compute SSH. B. Set the custom metadata enable Oslogen to true, and SSH into the instance using a third-party tool like PuTTY or SSH. C. Generate a new SSH key pair. Verify the format of the private key and add it to the instance. SSH into the instance using a third-party tool like PuTTY or SSH. D. Generate a new SSH key pair. Verify the format of the public key and add it to the project. SSH into the instance using a third-party tool like PuTTY or SSH. The correct answer is option B. Question number 8. You work for a university that is migrating to GCP. These are the cloud requirements. 1. On-premises connectivity with 10 gigabits per second. 2. Lowest latency access to the cloud. 3. Centralized networking administration team. New departments are asking for on-premises connectivity to their projects. You want to deploy the most cost-efficient interconnect solution for connecting the campus to Google Cloud. What should you do? Your options are: A. Use shared VPC, and deploy the VLAN attachments and interconnect in the host project. B. Use shared VPC, and deploy the VLAN attachments in the service projects. Connect the VLAN attachment to the shared VPC's host project. C. Use standalone projects, and deploy the VLAN attachments in the individual projects. Connect the VLAN attachment to the standalone project's interconnects. D. Use standalone projects and deploy the VLAN attachments and interconnects in each of the individual projects. The correct answer is option A. Question number 9. You have deployed a new internal application that provides HTTP and DFTP services to on-premises hosts. You want to be able to distribute traffic across multiple compute engine instances, but need to ensure that clients are sticky to a particular instance across both services. Which session affinity should you choose? Your options are: A. None. B. Client IP. C. Client IP and protocol. D. Client IP, port and protocol. The correct answer is option B. Question number 10. You created a new VPC network named dev with a single subnet. You added a firewall rule for the network dev to allow HTTP traffic only, and enabled logging. When you try to log into an instance in the subnet via remote desktop protocol, the login fails. You look for the firewall rules logs and stack driver logging, but you do not see any entries for blocked traffic. You want to see the logs for blocked traffic. What should you do? Your options are: A. Check the VPC flow logs for the instance. B. Try connecting to the instance via SSH, and check the logs. C. Create a new firewall rule to allow traffic from port 22, and enable logs. D. Create a new firewall rule with priority 65500 to deny all traffic, and enable logs. The correct answer is option A. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel.